Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Shivani. Welcome to Well World TV. This is a weekly show that I'm sharing with you guys to teach you and share with you the wisdom of Ayurveda and what it can do for all of us. So my name is Dr. Shivani, and I am a practitioner here in South Florida. And I love teaching on Ayurveda because it's an ancient system of health and wellness and really total well-being that allows us to practice preventive medicine. It allows us to have the tools and the different things that we need in our lives to really support our body, our mind, and our spirit. So let's start with what Ayurveda is. It's the science of life. It's really a way of living and a way that we can all practice living each day in a way that's supportive, but also that accommodates the different seasons. We all go through different seasons in our lives, whether it is a winter season and things are kind of more hibernating and locked down, or a spring season when we're ready to just travel and run around and roam about. There's so many different seasons that occur throughout our lives and the actual nature seasons. And it's important to understand how we can kind of balance with those seasons, work with nature, work with the rhythm of nature to really support our bodies. So today I thought I would share with you guys on the topic of self-care. So self-care to me has become more important each and every single year. As an entrepreneur, I find that sometimes you're on a really long road. Entrepreneurship feels like a marathon. And the only thing that keeps me on that road and in the game and in the race is self-care. I don't know about you guys, but when you've had those times in your business or your life that are really hard or really stressful, or things aren't going the way you wanted, sometimes it takes just an act of self-care to remind yourself that you're nourished, you're taken care of, you're enough, you're whole. And you're gonna come out of the end of this safe, fine, healthy, stronger, whatever it is that you want to be. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys is the different self-care rituals and principles from Ayurveda that can support you. Now, many of these self-care rituals are relevant for our immune system. Many of them help detox the body. Many of them are amazing for our skin and our hair. So we have great hair and great skin and can look and feel our best. So there's many different aspects to these self-care rituals for the body. But before I just jump in and list them for you, first I wanted to talk about why it matters. So self-care is one of those things where people make the assumption that self-care is going and getting a massage or going to the spa or happy hour with your friends. And there are many different forms of self-care. But when I think of self-care, I think of it as what is the one thing I'm going to do today that makes me feel better? What's that one thing I'm going to do that lifts my spirits up? What is an act I'm going to do that helps me recalibrate and feel better? What is an act of self-care I can do that helps me feel my healthiest, my strongest, that I know is supportive for my long-term health? What is something I can do right now that'll really help me clear up my mind or my mood or whatever's going on so I can have the energy to move forward with what I've committed to? So there's so many different ways that one can approach self-care, but I don't think that it has to be pampering. I think it can also really be preventive. And so that's the approach I wanted to share with you is how can we use self-care from Ayurveda as really a daily lifestyle practice, something that we put in place where we're really committing to, this is how I take care of myself every day because I matter, my health matters, this body, mind, and spirit here matters. I'm going to treat my body like a temple, and I want all the benefits that come from practicing these self-care rituals. So let's start from the beginning. In Ayurveda, it's typically 12 self-care rituals, so I'll go over them in order with you. And I'll also post in the comments a PDF I have. I'll actually grab it real quick. It's right here, and I'll show it to you guys. So Mantra Wellness. Can I do it without knocking everything over in this office? Mantra Wellness is a magazine that took my self-care rituals and they put them into a really beautiful PDF. And so I started sharing that PDF as something that people could use every single day. You could kind of print it out. Here it is. So it looks, how do you make this straight? Like this. So 12 different self-care rituals outlined. So I'll post the link to this, but you can print this and hang it up in your closet or in your bathroom or somewhere in your home so you're reminded to do all of these steps every day. So let's go over them. Number 1, wake up in the morning touch the ground, touch your forehead, and say thank you. So it's starting with gratitude. It's also touching the ground or Mother Earth and saying thank you for another day and setting an intention for the day. So a lot of times I'll say, can I please have peace today? Because that's an intention I have a lot of the time. Or can I please be inspired today? Because there's something I want to create. Or whatever word you pick for yourself, I have found will reverberate throughout your day. So let's say I have a speaking engagement that day. I'll say, let me please connect, because I want to connect with who I'm talking to. So really pick a word that works for you, that's supportive of you. Once you've done that, and sometimes I will out of bed and I'll say, no, you didn't set your intention for the day, get back in bed. And I'll get back into bed and touch the ground, touch my forehead and say, okay, I want peace today. And then I'll continue on. Then wake up, use the restroom. I often share that out of Ayurveda, we're like big fans of having a daily bowel movement because that's an indication of your gut health. But that's a whole gut health topic we can have on another day. So wake up, use the restroom, and I find that's the best time to go ahead and go to your space for meditation. So whether you created like a little altar or a sacred space in your home, I have a corner where I've created my own like meditation corner with my crystals and my different elements that I want in a sacred space. You can put yours in a sacred space, but I find that having that space for rituals is really special. So I'll typically sit down, light an incense, light some candles. I'll use that time in those different rituals to quiet my mind and really set intention for the day, do my meditation. Sometimes if I cannot meditate first thing in the morning, if my mind is already activated and I saw, the alerts on my phone, which ping all day long, then I'll say, you know what, let's just start with deep breathing. And so pranayama is actually from Ayurveda. Yoga and Ayurveda are sister sciences. So pranayama is a part of what we teach. Pranayama just means deep breathing techniques. So you must know some, whether it's breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. We've renamed that box breathing in modern times. Pranayama breathing includes nadhi shuddhi, in from one nostril, hold out from the other, in and then out. I find that very balancing to both sides of the brain. You can even do hold in for 5, hold out for 5. There's so many variations. But just know that doing pranayama breathing is a great way to really calm yourself, and then you can jump into a meditation. Now, if you're one of those people who says, I can't meditate, I totally get it, because I was one of those people. But there's so many resources available. There's the Calm app. There's an app called Paziz that I've used in the past. Soundly is an app that I use right now for focus later on in the day. But there's so many great apps out there that can support you. So use an app, use a recording. Even Deepak Chopra has his 21-day meditations that we can do. So starting your day with that quiet time, I find is like the key to having a much better day overall. After you've done your morning meditation, then it's typically time to go brush your teeth and start all your hygiene habits for the day. If you have time and you prefer to do yoga in the morning, those early morning hours we call the sattvic time of day. It's spelled Sattwic, sattvic. So it's that very peaceful, quiet time of day when nature is awakening. So that morning hour is the best time to do meditation, gratitude journal, journaling, yoga, yin yoga, gentle stretching, any of those different practices, pranayama, deep breathing techniques, anything that you want that'll really collect peace. One concept that I came up with was called collect peace as one of the self-care techniques, which just means at different points of your day, just stop and collect peace. Let's say you're at the park with the kids. Just take a little walk within that park around them, look at the trees, take deep breaths and like soak in that you need, collect it, almost like you're filling a cup and you're trying to hold it. So that's what I consider the morning meditation, is that first filling of the cup for the day. And then you might need to fill it a few more times. Let's say school finishes and you've got the kids and the day is rough. Drop them to their activity and then fill your cup again. Find a way, whether it's grabbing a Starbucks, grabbing a cup of tea, sitting parked in front of trees and just taking deep breaths and ignoring all phone calls, music, radio, all of it. However you collect peace, I think it's so important to do that at different points throughout the day, not just at this morning time when we sit down. So after you meditate, if you're ready to start your day, that's a great time to go brush your teeth. After brushing your teeth, we teach something called using a tongue scraper. So if you're on here and watching, let me know if you use a tongue scraper. A tongue scraper is a metal device that we use. And in Ayurveda, we always preferred metal, using copper, steel, silver, or gold. But you take the tongue scraper and you gently scrape your tongue 7 to 14 times. Now, if you have a strong gag reflex, you can start a little lower on the tongue, but it's still recommended that you do this because using a tongue cleaner, the way it's thought of is all the organs of the body are reflected on the tongue. So if you visited an Ayurvedic practitioner, they would ask you, let me see your tongue, please. And they'll look, are there serrations? Is there a white coating? Are there patches anywhere on the tongue? And through that evaluation, they'll understand if you have deficiencies or too much heat in different organs of the body. So because the tongue reflects all those organs of the body, when you're doing this tongue scraping, you're gently massaging all the organs of the body first thing in the morning, gently massaging and detoxing them. So I find tongue scraping to be the cheapest, fastest, easiest way to detox in your whole life. It takes less than a minute. You use that tongue scraper, you're igniting digestion in the body, creating detoxification. And when you're removing that white coating from the tongue, you're also actively detoxing the body. When you have that white coating on the tongue, we call that ama. Ama just means toxins. So it's the accumulation of toxins in the body, but you're seeing it because it's on the tongue. Usually it's happening all over, and we just have no idea on earth that it's going on in there until it comes through as like a real symptom, right? So I find that using tongue scraper is just a simple way to just cleanse every day lightly so that the accumulation doesn't happen over time. So next up, after that, you can practice oil pulling. Oil pulling just means you take a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of oil. We prefer any edible food grade oil. So this can be sesame oil. Sesame oil is the king of oils. We love that one in Ayurveda and prefer it for pretty much everything. So for oil pulling, I do sesame oil. You can do coconut oil, whatever oil you prefer. Olive oil is fine too. But you take that oil, you put it in your mouth, and you hold it for 5 to 20 minutes. So most people think that that's way too long, but if you think about it, you can go start your morning coffee, you can pick up your outfit for the day, you can be getting dressed, you can be doing any number of things while holding this oil in your mouth. And then towards the end, you'll swish it around, you can gargle it, you can move it in and out through the teeth and over the gums. And what this oil will do, it's gonna pull all the toxins and bacteria that isn't good in the mouth all into the oil. And when you spit out this oil, you've basically purified so many different things in the mouth. So when you spit this out, make sure you only spit it out in the trash. Do not spit it out in your sink, your toilet, or your shower. You'll kill the pipes of your home. And I'm glad someone taught me that early on because I do oil pulling and I don't want to ruin the pipes of my home. So always make sure that you're spitting that one in the trash. If you can't do this in the morning, I think doing it in the evening is fine. If you have like little kids and you need to start instructing first thing in the morning to get them through. But if you can do this for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, I think that's great. And when it comes to self-care rituals, if you're listening to me right now and you're like, that chick is crazy, there's no way on earth I'm doing all this stuff, I'm going to stop listening now. Just remember that doing one thing a day is more than enough. I find a lot of times we put so much pressure on ourselves. I've got to work out, yoga, meditate, take my vitamins, eat healthy, it's too much. And that's going to cause stress, and that's totally counterproductive to doing self-care. The goal of self-care is to support the body, whether to detox your body or to help you relax. It is not to stress you out because it's a bigger list of things to do than you had before. So what I invite you to do is pick one thing I'm talking about today. Practice it for a week or 2. It'll become habit. It'll become habit because you'll miss it if you don't do it. Like sometimes I won't travel with my tongue cleaners. I'm like, oh, it'll get dirty. I'll lose it, I miss it when I travel. And so my own body is like, wait a minute, something doesn't feel right. Oh, I forgot to use my tongue scraper. I'll run back to the bathroom to use the tongue scraper. So you'll see over time, these things will become a part of your life if you choose to try them. So you did teeth brushing, scraping, tongue scraping, oil pulling. Now let's move into something called the Nathi pot. Have you heard of something Nathi pot? Most people pronounce it neti pot. I don't think I have mine in this room. I'll show you a tongue scraper. This is what a tongue scraper can look like. But a neti pot is basically a, whatchamacallit, it's like a small glass or ceramic pot, and it has this little thing that comes out of it. And what you do, you take warm or like room temperature water, purified water only, and special salt if you want to, and you send this water up through one nostril and out the other. It sounds super awkward, and it's something I never wanted to do, but I have done it finally. As an Ayurvedic practitioner, I think it's important to try all the things I teach. So I did try it. The neti pot is one of those things where if you have upper respiratory issues or allergies, it's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. My father had allergy issues, and he used a neti pot, and he said it was like invaluable in keeping his allergy symptoms away. And he would recommend it to my friends and different people, and they were like, wow, I live by using the neti pot. When you do something like that, it's important to cycle off and cycle on. So just keep that in mind. A lot of times people pick a health habit and then they just do it forever. And certain habits, it's important to cycle through. So make sure you keep that in mind. The neti pot, we don't all need to do it. Maybe it's something you can do occasionally just to clean out the nasal passages and support your body more. But truly, I recommend it more to the people who deal with allergies and sinus issues. I find that they benefit from it dramatically. Now, after that, you have two choices. Either you can continue with self-care, or you can just go ahead and start your day, have a great shower. We believe bathing every single day is important. Wash off the toxins and everything from the day before. Always use natural cleaning products when possible, because those natural bath products that you use are better for you than synthetic or chemical-based ones. And then eat a light, nourishing breakfast. We also recommend starting your day with herbal teas, not caffeine. So if you are going to have like a caffeine-based tea or coffee, if you can start with an herbal tea beforehand, that's awesome. Or if you can start your day with hot water, or hot water with lemon, or hot water with ginger right before you throw on the caffeine, that would be beneficial. Why? Because it gives that digestive system a chance to wake up. It starts peristalsis. It's detoxing to the body before you start adding things on the day. So consider that. Right now in my life, I have added on hot water with lemon or hot water with ginger back in, because I consider it a simple, easy way to detox. I'm not ready in this moment of my life to do some massive, profound detox, but little things I can do. So I have that, or even a glass of room temperature water. If you don't have time, have that before you have your first coffee or tea. And you've supported the body for hydration, peristalsis, and everything else. So then you've had your breakfast. I always recommend taking great supplements. Of course, I own a supplement company. You can see it right there. So I believe in like really strong, potent supplements that are good for us. And then you can go about your day. Now in Ayurveda, they would have instead recommended what I'm going to recommend now, which is like the second half of the self-care rituals. But I personally have moved these into evening, because I found that once I've started my day, I just want to get going. I have places to be by 8, 9, or 10, right? Maybe on the weekend, it's easier to move these self-care rituals into the morning, or it just depends on your life and your schedule. So what I'll typically do is I'll start with the next one, which is dry brushing in the evening. I'll lay out a towel, I'll light a candle, I'll play some peaceful music, I'll go in my home and heat up some oil for the next self-care ritual, which I'll explain, and then I'll sit there to get started. So the next self-care ritual is called dry brushing. So let me know if any of you guys have practiced dry brushing before. Dry brushing comes from Ayurveda. Take any natural bristle brush, like a plant-based bristled brush. They sell these everywhere. Walmart, Bed Bath, you name a place. Amazon, of course. And so you'll take this brush, you'll sit down on the towel, and you'll start rubbing the body from the bottom towards the heart. That's the way it works. So imagine if this was my leg. You'll take it and you'll start doing gentle, soft movements all the way up the body. So the benefits of brushing are not just that it sloughs off dead skin, which leaves you with a new, healthier layer of skin going on, but it also gently moves the lymphatic system of the body. So if you do this for 5 to 10 minutes, they say up to 20, which I think takes a lot of patience, but 5 to 10 to 20 minutes, gently doing it, you'll see that your whole body's lymphatic system will be moving more. When you hit the joints, like the elbow, you can go in circular motions, always clockwise. And when you're at the stomach, also clockwise, circular motions. But dry brushing will move the system. we have so many systems in Ayurveda that are even different than what we have in Western medicine. So if you take this lymphatic system, we'll call it for now, is one of the systems, and you move it, that's a way to get the body to detox. It's also, like I said, going to give you healthy, beautiful, vibrant skin. It's also a way to carve out some time and focus on yourself. So again, self-care is one of those things where times in this busy world, we're so busy taking care of others, cooking, cleaning, trash, mail, whatever, bills, errands, all the things we have to do. How often do we set aside an hour in a day for ourselves in terms of meal prep and all these different things? So this self-care ritual where you sit down and do dry brushing and the next one that I'm going to name are really about you taking the time to go inward. Have some peaceful time to yourself. Take care of your body. It's really an act of self-love. You're telling your body, hey, I matter to me. I'm going to take this time and do this for me. It's also a way to really support that time that we need to kind of ground ourselves and go inwards. So let me explain the next one. After you do your dry brushing, you can practice something called Byung Massage. People pronounce it Abhyanga. So Byung Massage just means self-massage, doing a massage to yourself. But this is not typical massage. What we recommend is you heat up some oil. Again, we love untoasted sesame oil. It's our favorite, it has vitamin E, antibacterial properties, and different benefits to it. You can use coconut oil, olive oil, any food grade oil that you love. But if you can heat and warm this oil up, this massage is that much more relaxing and nourishing and delicious. So I do recommend heating the oil. I don't always remember to heat my oils. This is the I use actually. This is the one that I found at Whole Foods from their 365 brand, organic sesame seed oil. So this is the one I get. What I'll do, I'll sit down on a towel, again, candle, keep messing that up, and peaceful music, kind of creating a peaceful environment. And what I'll do, I'll take this oil and I'll start rubbing it from the feet up again towards the heart. You can start with a head oil massage first. So if you start with a head oil massage, you use a lot of, and you'll start massaging all of your hair, getting under it, underneath the back, and then kind of clipping it up and out of your way. But to do a head oil massage is very, very, very beneficial if you want thick, luscious hair. If you don't want to deal with shampooing and you want to skip that step, that's fine. Because typically you'll have to shampoo 2 or 3 times to get that out. But if you want to skip it and move to the body, you'll start with your feet with this oil. And the goal is to get everywhere where the sun don't shine, like everywhere that typically doesn't get any love or any notice. So I go between my toes and to the side of the ankles and all the different areas that never ever get to be loved on. And you'll move all the way up. You'll do your knees everywhere. So this is also good for creaky joints and for your joints overall. This is going to help your skin be more luscious and anti-aging. It's going to keep your skin young and supple for so much longer. You'll keep going up and up and up the body. You can do your belly, everything, all the way up till here. And the best part I find of Byung massages is very vata balancing. So in Ayurveda, we have these 3 doshas or mind-body constitutions called vata, pitta, and kapha. Vata just means that like whirlwind, mind always moving, stress, anxiousness, energy that's just moving and you can't calm it down. And so at night, I find doing a Byung massage can be so beneficial because it really calms you down, brings you inward, focused on self-love and the body. So nourishing, so grounding. And so because it's so grounding, it helps ease you into a much better night's sleep. A fellow practitioner taught me that to put this oil on the tops of your feet, sesame oil on the tops of the feet at night, and maybe even leaving it on if you have sleep issues, put on socks, can help you get better sleep. So it's a little trick out of Ayurveda, a little Ayurveda hack you can try. So once you've done your Byung massage, typically if you did it in the morning, you could then do yoga and all that oil would continue to soak into you. If you don't want to make a mess of your yoga mat or do yoga with oil on your body at night, you can just take that same oil and now hop in the shower or hop in the bathtub. Sometimes I'll make a hot bath and I'll fill it with Epsom salts, maybe a little bit of essential oils, and get right in the bathtub. And this is like my most luxurious evening. I'll take an hour and do dry brushing. While I'm dry brushing, I'll do the oil pulling. I'll do the Byung Massage. I'll get in the bathtub. I'll read a book. And then I'll take a shower and I'll be ready for bed. And I'll tell my kiddos, guys, just get in bed. I'm not talking to you guys. Do your reading and get in bed. I just need to chill. And they know those are the nights that I have just like set myself up for great sleep, and they should just get with the program. But if you can find that time to take care of yourself, to put aside the time for self-care, I find it to be so wonderful, right? You feel so good after all that. So let's say you took a bath or didn't. After your Byung massage, you can hop in the shower. When you take the shower, try not to like rub all the oil off. The goal is to leave a little bit on there. So if you can like avoid soap or lightly use soap and then pat yourself dry to leave some of the oil on, it'll then have even more time to soak into your skin overnight and give you all those added benefits. So after a Byung massage, if you do that in the evening, that's pretty much it. There are some great sleep rituals that you can do, like stretching, yoga, legs up the wall, meditation. I'll typically just read something that's really positive and good so I can feed my mind good things before I sleep. For me, sleep is a self-care act unto itself. Many times, kids will wake me up in my sleep, or the thoughts and stresses of the day will impact my sleep. So sometimes I will gift myself an excellent night of sleep. Like I did that last night. I had so much stuff going on, couldn't finish my work on time with what's happening. And I was like, you know what, that's it. I want a great night's sleep and I'm gonna wake up fresh and then I'll approach it all. So I took my deep sleep tea to help me ease into a night of sleep. I took my deep sleep formula, which I make, and I just knocked myself out to have an 8-hour block of incredible sleep. And I slept by 10, which I teach is so important for our overall health and detoxing. And then I woke up refreshed. So this morning I was able to wake up and set an intention, brush my teeth, use my tongue scraper, practice my oil pulling before I started the day, sit for meditation as well. And then in the evening, at least once or twice a week, I try to fit in what I was teaching about dry brushing, Byung, and these things. So it's possible to fit in more self-care. It's possible to try these different self-care rituals. It just depends on what you need. See what your body needs. See what you're craving. If you're feeling depleted, if you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling like, gosh, I wake up tired every day, try some of these rituals. You might have better sleep, and then all your other health goals or work goals or whatever, mood goals, might be massively supported because you chose to practice these self-care rituals. So I call it modern Ayurveda self-care. And the last one that I'll leave you with is tea time is me time. So I happen to be the biggest fan of tea ever on earth. I really should have started a tea company because I drink tea all day, every day. But what I do, I have a certain rhythm. So I will have 8 a.m. tea, 8 to 8:30. I'll have a 10 a.m. tea, post-gym, post-workout, ready to start my work day, typically. And then a 3 o'clock tea. And these are my different checkpoints. When I have the tea, it's okay. What have I committed today? What is on my planner? What is the top 3 things I actually need to get done and not the 100 I think I should get done? By 10, okay, I'm gonna focus and do my work. And then by 3, it's okay, let's recalibrate. What did I not get done? What have I overcommitted? What do these kids need to be happy? What self-care do I need tonight to feel better? Do I need a bigger snack right now so that I'm more supported walking into dinner to have a healthier dinner? I ask a lot of questions because sometimes you can just run through life and not be paying attention to how you feel about what's happening. And I find to have that check-in point that's like, hey, like if I walk tonight, I think I'd feel a lot better about things. So I'll like block it. I'll write it down, or I'll set a mental note. Hey, make sure you walk for half an hour today outside. It's super important. You can't just sit up indoors all day. So really take this time right now. Many of us are trying to live a healthier lifestyle, but we forget that self-care can be an important piece of the whole puzzle. And so that's why today I wanted to share with you guys the modern Ayurveda self-care rituals. Ayurveda is a system of health and healing that I find to be so profound. And this series of rituals is what Ayurveda calls dinacharya, the rituals we should practice every single day for prevention, for optimal health, to feel incredible. Ayurveda wants us balanced. mind, body, and spirit. And it taught these rituals as the way to have that in our lives. So try them. Try one, try two. This is a great time to try new rituals. I think all the time is a great time to try new self-care rituals, but I'm biased because this is what I teach and love. But I can share with you that personally, I have gone through periods of time where, owning a business, being a mom, trying to figure out your career while you're doing everything at once is hard. It's not easy. And I remember there was a hurricane and we left town. It was super stressful. And I got back and I just felt depleted. I felt like someone had gutted me and thrown everything off to the side. And I was just like a shell of a person. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do 100 days of self-care, 1 act a day consistently until I feel like myself again. I want to feel replenished, rejuvenated, awesome, vibrant, glowing, healthy, strong, fast, active, capable. And I find that self-care is the one thing that I can do that can bring me back to that. So thank you guys for joining me today. I'm Dr. Shivani. I'm the founder of Fusionary Formulas. That is my line. Nope. How do you do it? There. That's my line of supplements up there called Fusionary Formulas. You can check it out. I make supplements based on turmeric, ashwagandha, supplements for sleep and stress and immune boosting and all the different ways we can stay healthy. I hope you guys practice these self-care rituals and benefit from them. Contact me if you have any questions. And I look forward to seeing you next week for more on how Ayurveda can help us live our healthiest lives possible. See you next time.